Testing, 1, 2, 3.
I can hear you. The light keeps switching off. They were gonna leave it on till I don't know what time, but I'm gonna be in the dark. Okay. Hello, Commissioner Hisarick. How are you? Just want to let you know that we are already live, so the public can hear or see you. Hi, Barack. Just want to let you know we're on, so the public will be able to see and hear us. Hello, Commissioner Mandel. Just want to let you know that we are live, so the public can see and hear us.
Okie doke. Thank you. And I have just a question. I know that Commissioner Grimmig is out of town, unfortunately can't join us. Normally he would make the motion for AB 361. So as a question for our city attorney, am I allowed to make that motion, or do I need it to come from the floor?
You can make that motion, sir.
Thank you. Then just for time purposes, I think I'll do it, and then I'll ask for a second.
Do you need the text for that motion?
No, I have it. I have it here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello, Commissioner Cato. Just want to let you know that we are live, so the public can see and hear us.
Okay, thank you. Still, we're 4 minutes from starting, correct? Okay.
Yes, we're live streaming. Our in-house system staff is doing the live streaming on YouTube. And so in order to make sure that we capture everything, they have to start it early. Beginning in 2013, we have made arrangements to get back on channel 35. So this will not be an issue next year.
Though you meant 2023.
2023.
23.
What year was I in? I'm sorry. Yes.
2013.
2013, but
I'm way ahead of myself. But yeah, 2023. We won't wait.
And
till-
President Mandel, I did get your email regarding the outside sources, and I will respond accordingly. I just want to do some initial background into it.
Right. Yeah, there's no urgency for that, but we should probably, depending on your schedule, make it as an agenda and have you discuss it with us and have an input from the entire commission. Thank you.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, and one other thing, we still do not yet have guidance as to when the state of emergency is over, currently scheduled for February, whether we're coming back in March, and if so, the California legislature did pass the rules on telecommuting, but our office has not issued guidance on that yet. As soon as they do, I will pass that guidance on, but I'm probably thinking, obviously after the first of the year, and probably hopefully give everybody at least a month to kind of get used to the new rules regarding telecommuting, because they are very different than the current rules.
Thank you. We look forward to being updated, and we will follow all the rules to the letter of the law. We're just waiting, I think, for 3 more commissioners. And then I think we're also waiting for a couple of the research associates.
Hello, President Mandel. This is Lorraine. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you, Lorraine.
Oh, okay. Great, thank you.
So I don't know if you can see us, but your ID with the phone number ending in 678. So
Yes,
as long as you can speak and ask questions and or have your voice heard, that's fantastic. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome, of course. Thank
This
you.
is, this is John Hissrick. Can you hear me? I've had mic
John.
problems in the past. So I'm just checking.
Yeah, no, we hear you loud and clear, and Dr. Chapa just joined us as well.
Okay, thanks. All right.
So I think one more, and it'll be showtime, and it's just about 6 o'clock, so we're almost on schedule. For the commissioners that just joined us, we're actually live now, both video and audio for the public. We're just waiting for one more commissioner, and we'll do the roll call. Sarah, are you going to be handling public comment, or is one of the other research associates?
I can do it, if that works with the other research associates.
Right now, I only see you and Claire online.
Right. Lauren has a work conflict, so she won't be able to make this meeting, but I believe Marvin will be joining soon.
Okay. Why don't we have you then, if you don't mind, handle that with the public comment. And for those of you who just joined us, we're live. There's some and there's Marvin. He's joining from Rhode Island, I believe, unless he's back in LA. So we're just waiting for one more commissioner to start the meeting, but we're officially live on both YouTube as well as on audio. And hopefully we'll get a commissioner shortly so we can move along. Ms. Marino, is there a chance that potentially you could text or email some of the commissioners and just remind them that we're waiting for quorum, please?
Yes, I've emailed them. I'm going to text the ones for whom I have a number now.
Great, thank you. In TV world, they hate silence. It's always a bad thing. I would sing, but that would be a felony, I think, from the city attorney's office. I'd be charged with a felony, I think.
We don't prosecute felonies, sir.
I don't. Well, your department doesn't, but for the public record, the district attorney does, or should.
Not knowing your singing voice, at most, I believe it could potentially be classified as a nuisance. Should that ever occur, that would probably be the but I don't know your singing voice, sir, and I can't make that call at this point.
I'd say it'd be unconstitutional pain and suffering for anybody who was hearing. So I'm not sure what level that makes it, but to me, it sounds like it's at the level of a felony. I got a smile out of Sarah. That's good.
Do you suppose that the turnover in council membership could have affected the attendance?
I don't believe so. Shouldn't. We all serve until
Until replaced?
we're replaced.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, none of the commissioners have been asked to step down.
And I don't believe that the clerk's office has received any resignations at this point or through the mayor's office.
Is Dr. McDonald calling in from Philadelphia? Or is he going to come on a little bit later?
He was sent the link that you all were sent to join the meeting. He did not let me know whether he was going to be in a little late or not. Guess let's see if there's a number we can reach him to confirm.
Okay. He might have known, I mean, I think we updated him that normally we have some city business to do before his presentation. So maybe he is signing on a little later, but if not, Sarah, do you have his phone number perchance, or?
I can try finding it.
Could you remind me, is there a time frame for reaching quorum?
I'm
Well,
sorry.
Dr. Chapa, so we can do presentations. We just can't vote and or confirm prior minutes, but we can do other business. I was kind of hoping to kind of have one more person join us so we can then just go on and go right into the roll call, public comment, et cetera. I'll give them another minute or so. If not, I think, and I'll ask for our legal counsel, can we do a roll call temporarily so that at least we get on the record who's here, and then go to public comment prior to having the quorum, or not?
The a roll call that would fail wouldn't necessarily indicate that anyone was here, because there wouldn't be a meeting. So
Okay.
any attendance. As for taking public comment, the public can speak if they so choose to want to, but without a quorum, they do not have to and can wait until a quorum occurs.
Then I think we'll keep say a small prayer and see if we can get one more commissioner.
So, President Mandel, clarification, so if we don't have a quorum, we cannot meet even if we don't take action on action items? Is that what I understand?
We can have presentations, we just can't take any action.
Okay.
Though we're still also waiting on Dr. McDonald, who's a professor of criminology and sociology at the University of Pennsylvania School of Arts and Sciences, to sign on. And so it's not uncommon for our world-renowned experts to come in at 6:25 to 6:30, so that normally they don't have to tie up their schedule with us. So he might be having a hard time signing in, and or maybe he's just waiting a little bit longer. We still need one more commissioner.
Dr. Mendel. I was on a call with public health last week. And the current estimate is right before Christmas. Right, pretty much, you probably know, but right before Christmas, the hospital numbers they estimate will be at the level that in the indoor mask mandate will come back. But they estimate that just before Christmas, because that's at the current trajectory.
Yeah, there was an analysis of that I saw earlier today.
I think that their current numbers, I think, are roughly only 16% of the county has received the bivariant booster. Certainly under 20%. I don't know how those numbers break down versus over 65 and 18 to whatever, but currently it's only 16%.
And 6.8% of the hospitalizations in the county currently are patients that have a positive COVID test. They may not be there for COVID. They might be there for a gallbladder surgery or fracture, but it's 6.8% as of this morning.
Okay, so we have 2 commissioners sick who definitely cannot participate, and I've left messages and texted a few others. So let's see if we get a response from some of the other commissioners. But Commissioner Lemus and Commissioner Avila are both ill.
I wish them well and health in the holiday season and Merry Christmas. Hopefully they feel better.
I was just checking the folks who are in the waiting room to speak, but I don't recognize either one of those phone numbers as the numbers that I have for the commissioners. I don't think we have anybody in the public waiting area.
Have we heard from Dr. McDonald in regards to, no?
Yeah, so I just sent Dr. McDonald a follow-up email, but I don't see a phone number in any of the emails that I'm copied on.
Okay, thank you. I just tracked down his office number. I realize it's 925 in Philadelphia. But one of the research associates will call and see if we can see if he's still in his office or get a different phone number.
I haven't gotten any responses to my text or phone messages.
I believe he just emailed back saying that he missed the Zoom confirmation and if we can reschedule.
Okay. So clarification of point of order, Mr. Vaughn. Can we go to the presentation on the annual report with just it being presented without votes or not?
No, presentations would be presentations such as like the speaker, but when you're going to start to have a presentation potentially with questions or conducting business with the report, that gets it more into a Brown Act issue because there is a
Right. Give a few more minutes then.
Barack, can we take public comment? There were two folks waiting to speak, but now there's only one.
I had, they can, if they so choose to want to speak, they do not have to unless there is a quorum, but it is an option that they may take if they want to, but they are not required to.
Okay. Sarah, if you don't mind, or Marvin, one of you guys, can you ask the person for the public comment if they would like to speak and educate them that we don't have a quorum, so they're not obligated and they can wait to see if we'll get a quorum. If not, we're gonna adjourn the meeting because of lack of a quorum.
Sure.
Thank you.
Good evening, speaker with phone number ending in 543. Feel free to make a public comment. We currently have not reached quorum, so the decision to make public comment is optional, but if you press *6 to unmute yourself, you can state whether or not you would like to make public comment right now.
Okay, thank you, Health Commissioners. My name is Lionel Maris. I'm a neighborhood council board member with the Sun Valley Area Neighborhood Council. I'm here in my own capacity as an individual. I'd like to make general public comment and also on agenda item 1. As a board member with the Neighborhood Council in City of Los Angeles, I think it's very important for the City of LA to continue with the state of emergency. Many of us prefer the option of having a Zoom meeting, if possible, for the near future, because as you may already know, many people don't have access to cars or can't drive to specific locations to have meetings in neighborhood councils or city meetings, commission meetings, committee meetings, things like that. And if I would prefer a Zoom meeting or a hybrid meeting, and I think that it's urgent that you urge elected officials, Mayor Karen Bass, and City Council, that it's imperative that we extend the emergency order, and also to comply with the California Brown Act, because I understand that Mayor Eric Garcetti, well, former Mayor Eric Garcetti, decided to end the emergency order in January, a month earlier than February. So I'm just concerned as a government board member myself that the Zoom meetings will end, at least provide the option of a hybrid meeting too. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Council, for volunteering to represent your local neighborhood. It's appreciated. Thank you for attending our commission meeting and giving us your opinion. Anyone else in the public comment or neighborhood council waiting areas?
No, there is currently no one else waiting to make public comment.
Excuse me, what neighborhood council did he say he was from? Can this the speaker belong to?
I apologize. I didn't catch it either, though it would be.
I'm sorry, did somebody ask me a question? I heard somebody,
Yes, what neighborhood council are you currently serving on?
Sun Valley Area Neighborhood Council and Council District 6 and the San Fernando Valley.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for clarifying that.
Thank you.
I apologize to members of the public who have signed on or have listened. We unfortunately do not have a quorum at this point in time. I'm going to give 5 more minutes. Hopefully that one of the other commissioners could sign on so we could do the work of the commission. If not, I'll adjourn the meeting for lack of a quorum. The LA City Health Commissioners are all volunteers. They're dedicated individuals. Unfortunately, with this being the middle of December, I could see how potentially there are some conflicts. We know that several individuals on the commission are out of town on vacation and not able to sign on. And we know that unfortunately 2 of the commissioners are currently ill and could not sign on, thereby minimizing the number of available commissioners. On a slight happy note, in previous years, the commission would meet either downtown or sometimes in long distances away from downtown in other meeting areas for the city. And on more than one occasion, I had driven 1 hour and 45 to 2 hours from one end of from my office to one end of the city and not met quorum. So I don't mind driving 1 hour, hour and a half, or hour and 45 minutes to have a good meeting. But several times we've driven to either South Central or the Far Valley, up by Sun Valley, and not had enough individuals. So we had to drive, give each other a hug, and turn around and leave after waiting for 40 minutes for our quorum. One small positive aspect of Zoom, that we can have our meetings and have input from individuals internationally as presenters, or in regards of 2 of our dedicated research associates, one who is in Duke University and obviously living in North Carolina, and one who's a graduate student at Brown University in Rhode Island, but still volunteering to do work for the commission.
Yeah.
Which we're very appreciative of Claire and Marvin for doing that.
Thank you for the kind comments, Dr. Mendel.
Ms. Chowdhury, are you back in LA now? Or are you still in Rhode Island?
So my flight is actually tomorrow at 8 a.m. So the second this meeting is done, I'm going straight to bed, and then I'll be back in LA.
Well, safe and easy travels. We truly appreciate all the work you've done in regards to the commission over the last several years, and also on the report that we will at some point in time publicly present and discuss. And I know how hard you, Claire, Sarah, and Lauren have worked to put that together. On a positive note, I had a nice little exchange with a former research associate of ours, Matt Crane, who is now in a research year at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, where he is between his 3rd and 4th years of medical school and doing research both public health and also bioethics. And he sends holiday greetings to the entire commission and to Sarah and Lauren, who he worked with and overlapped a little tiny bit several years ago. Then, Ms. Williams, are you in North Carolina? Or are you back home?
I am. I'm here till Sunday, unfortunately, in finals.
Well, we appreciate what you're doing and seeing the time. What I would say is I'm normally an optimist, but I think that unfortunately 40 minutes past due, the other commissioners are to a probability not going to show up. I would wish all the members of the public who are listening to this happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, a healthy Kwanzaa, and only health and happiness and prosperity and peace in 2023 and throughout the year. Seeing no other commissioners coming on, I would say that after the city clerk talks, I will adjourn the meeting unless the city attorney or the city clerk has other information. Ms. Moreno.
Yes, thank you, Commission President. So Wednesday, the 14th is the 30th day since our last meeting. AB 361 requires that findings be made every 30 days. So that we will then miss that 30-day requirement. So it's sort of a question for legal counsel. That I believe will mean that the commission will lose its ability to meet remotely.
That is the impression I am under. However, I will confirm that with other counsel that handles the counsel that handles counsel to make sure that is accurate, as it has not occurred previously. So I just want to confirm that, and I will send you Ms. Moreno, and I will CC the commission president if there is a different current thought process to that. And I'll do that tomorrow.
And just as a question, I guess they all have to be here. So they can't be in Europe texting us their approval of that vote.
They can be on the phone from Europe. That is 100% available. They absolutely can be on the phone from Europe.
Yeah, let me count. I'm counting hours before I bother one of the vice presidents. Let's see. It's almost 7 o'clock. Let's see, 3:10. No, I think it's 3 o'clock in the morning. As much as the vice president might be dedicated, I don't think that would be appropriate.
If either of the two commissioners that are under the weather can call in on Wednesday just for an AB 361 special meeting, theoretically, that might be the best case scenario.
I realize that they're ill, but Ms. Moreno, is there a chance that you could beg of them, knowing they're ill, they could call in now, that we could have a quick roll call, do item agenda number 1, the AB 361, wish them best wishes, and I can't imagine it would be more than 6 minutes of time. We have a 50% shot of getting one of them.
They do not actually have to be, they can call in, and they actually do not have to be on like face-to-face on Zoom. They can literally just have a voice.
what I could say is to Commissioners Sirota, Akato, Hissarek, and Dr. Chapa and Commissioner Estradas. If I gave out merit badges, you guys are always reliable, and unless out of town or really tied up, have had really superb attendance and punctuality. So on behalf of the people of the city of Los Angeles and the commission, I thank you for your volunteerism and all the work that you do for us. Really helps us do our job. So thank you very much. You're very well appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mandel.
Happy to be of service.
Thank you.
I'm honored to work with you all.
It's one of the benefits of being retired. This is the high point of the week.
I would tease Commissioner Hissarek and say that I'm just halfway there. I'm just tired without the report. Mr. Vaughn, am I allowed to discuss not the contents of, but just encourage all the commissioners to go through the draft of the report that is the first draft that's been sent to them as requested, to go through and read it closely to make sure that we didn't have typographical errors or other issues that they feel compelled, so that when we do have a meeting to discuss it, that meeting can be more efficient?
You just did.
Oh, thank you.
Have we heard back at all on the motion that we sent forward? Nothing.
We have not heard anything back. And by the way, there was a motion introduced in council last week, which does request some action from this commission. And I will be sending that via email to you all.
For those of you that like theater, this kind of reminds me of Waiting for Godot. Which I believe the playwright Tom Stopper, is that correct? Did somebody recall the playwright? Or is it Beckett? I guess we can Google that while we're waiting, hopefully. Samuel Beckett.
Mm.
It's originally written in French and first performed January 5th, 1953.
It does not look like we're getting another commissioner, I think, at this point.
Yep, I have not received a response to my text.
Right.
Let's give them another couple of minutes, if you don't mind, Mr. Vaughn. Mayor LaGuardia in New York, many, many years ago, before TV, would read on the Sunday comics on the radio for people who couldn't afford newspapers. I'm not going to do that.
So I found the motion. It was introduced by Councilmember Blumenfield and seconded by Councilmember Rodriguez. And it requests the City Health Commission to report on the health, mental health, and behavioral health needs of people experiencing homelessness in the city, and how best to align the delivery of these services with the priorities set up by the HHIP, the Housing and Homeless Incentive Program, which it looks like it's a program that has been set up by the state perhaps, but I'm going to send this to you all via email.
I think we do address that a little bit in our report, and so it might be an area where we can even expand it. Let's give them 2 more minutes. When I was a undergraduate student at Johns Hopkins University, the first time I flew in an airplane ever was for a medical school interview. And I was honored to be invited to Washington University in St. Louis. The world was a lot different back then, and went to the interview, and everything was perfect. And 2 other individuals who were flying back that interview that day from different parts of the country, and I, because we were all on limited budgets, decided we would share a cab together. And so we hired a cab to take us to St. Louis Airport. And there was a massive car accident on the freeway that didn't affect us, except for the fact that all the lanes went down to 1 lane and delayed us about an hour and 10 minutes or an hour and 15 minutes. And we got to the airport, and 2 of us were actually Hopkins students. And so we ran to catch the last flight to back to Baltimore. Literally running through the airport, kind of like a former USC star who were named nameless in an airport commercial. But as we were doing that, we stopped at the counter first and asked them to hold the plane for us. In which there was a time that airlines actually did that. And we ran through the airport. We got there, and as we get to the gate, the doors closed and we can see the airplane backing away from the gate. And we said, but the person at the front check-in area said that you'd hold the plane. And she picked up the phone and she called, and the pilot stopped the plane. And they ran and they got a staircase, rolling staircase. And we ran down through the back part of the airport onto the tarmac. They rolled up the staircase, and myself and the other student ran up the stairs and jumped onto the plane. And the flight attendants felt sorry for us because we were literally sweating and panicked that we were going to miss the last plane and have to sleep in the airport. Put us in first class, which back then you'd actually get a meal and free drinks, which is not that long of a flight from St. Louis, but it was the first time I ever flew in an airplane. So I had a positive response for flying on commercial airlines from that time. It was October of 1976.
Wow.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
does.
now you have choice words and have to buy the plane drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
Dr. Mendel, do you remember what airline it was?
I think it was U.S. Air, which merged with American Airlines.
I was hoping you'd say Pan Am or TWA, but that was that's
know,
going back a little bit.
It could have been TWA. It could have been I'm trying to think. It could have been TWA because their St. Louis was a big hub of theirs.
All right, TWA, I first flew on TWA. First jet I flew on was from TWA from St. Louis in about 1959 when jets were just coming into use. So that was I was in the Army.
Yeah. That was actually the third time I flew. The first time I was on a commercial plane. The first time I flew was on a canoe trip that some of my friends convinced me to go on a World War I airplane over the valley that we had camped out over and canoed for 3 days. And so two people would be stuck in one World War I airplane with one pilot. That was the first time I ever flew ever off the ground. Second time I flew also was through Hopkins. I was going to a meeting representing the university, and the meeting was going to be held at Penn State, which is in State College, Pennsylvania. There's no easy way to drive from Baltimore to State College. But I was planning to drive, and I get a phone call from one of the vice presidents of the university who said, "Are you going to this meeting?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "I own a small plane. Would you fly with me? I never want to fly alone. And I promise you, if you fly with me, I'll teach you how to fly." So the second time I was in an airplane was a small Cessna. And obviously he took off and he landed the plane, but I got like an hour and a half of flying time. The second time I flew, and then a month and a half later was the St. Louis story. So I had a pretty interesting, having never flown, flew in two tiny planes about 6 weeks apart, and then about 6 or 8 weeks after that on a large commercial jet.
The first time I flew was from Burbank to Catalina in a DC-3. They used to fly DC-3s over there and land on a mountaintop in Catalina. And that was a long time ago. That was in the 50s. Old timer stories. First time was with the Wright brothers I flew. Yeah. It was only their second flight.
Well, you all have some great stories. These are some great short stories. You should write a book about.
Now the whole city of LA knows them.
We're trying our best so it's not totally boring the people of the city of Los Angeles. We apologize for that. Ms. Moreno, any text back from them?
Unfortunately, no returns.
All right, seeing that an hour has gone by and unfortunately the commission has not met quorum, I wish all the members of the commission who have shown up, thank you very much for your dedication, volunteerism. I again want to publicly thank the for really stellar research associates that we have for all their hard work. I want to thank the city employees that helped have this meeting be on both Zoom and in live air, and the city attorney's office for always giving us wise counsel. So thank you all, and wish everybody a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, good Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, and health and happiness in the new year. And even though we never opened the meeting, we're officially adjourned.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everybody.